Hi everybody. I hope you can see me. I'm going to do a recipe tag tutorial today for ScrapbookingStore.com. Have you seen the kit collections? They're fabulous. They're easy to work with. The one I'm working with is April, and it was a vintage kit collection with a lot of kitchen items, lots of words, lots of stickers. It had great easy usage. Now, if you have comments, I think that Jen will be answering some of those. I will answer them all at the end, but I can't see because I'm looking at this little cell phone. This is my first Facebook Live, and so hopefully you'll just bear with me. It's not going to be long, maybe 10-15 minutes. And happy National Scrapbook Day. This happens to be one of my favorite days of the year. It's the culmination of our craft, and it brings everybody into one spot, and we can talk with people and do challenges with people and see all of their work from all over the world. And that just makes it really fun and exciting. So we will get started. I wanted to show you what I'll be working with. The reason we're making a recipe tag to begin with, which I'll show you quickly, and the recipe section is here. I got the idea because of the papers in this collection. This particular paper was 12 by 12, but this is all I have left of this 12 by 12 sheet. And when I saw this, I thought, wouldn't that be a great idea? I mean, we always bring food, side dishes, desserts, main dishes to people's homes, family, friends. Wouldn't it be a great idea to attach a tag and then put the recipe with it? So, you know, if you wrap up your little side dish and you end up putting your tag on it, you take it to somebody's house. What I try to do is take a disposable container, and that way I don't have to worry about it. You know, with the Dollar Tree, with having all the different colored plastic and the things that are made out of foil also, just wrap it right up and bring it over to somebody's house. And there you have it. They'll ooh and ah because it's something completely different to get this tag on the top of it and put your recipe there. Now, I will tell you this one happens to be blank. You should use your own handwriting, and don't listen to me because you have to do as I say, not as I do. Because on mine, one of my samples, I actually typed it up and I put it on the recipe card. However, today I do have one with my real handwriting. Will I give it to anyone? No. But anyway, so do as I say, not as I do. And make this any way you want. If you have, you know, this is a tag and I'm just going to cut it simply on the side, but if you have a tag punch across the top or however you want to do it, you know, this craft is open to us not doing anything any one way. Do it whatever way, you know, we enjoy or we see fit. I pre-cut everything here today just to make it easier and also to make it shorter since this is my first Facebook Live. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Because I'm staring at myself in my cell phone, which I really don't like. But anyway. Okay, so these were the papers that I used. This particular one. I love the color combinations. It's really striking and stand out. And there were several sheets that you can see. Mine are all chopped up, but there's several sheets with lots of words that you could cut out, lots of stickers. So you could do this, you know, any number of ways. They're not all going to look alike, and they're not all going to be the same size because of the size of the words. So my two tags, you can see here, the sentiments are a little bit different, a little bit size different. But they have the common denominator of this style, and I used tearing on this. And the reason that I did was because on ScrapbookingStore.com today and tomorrow, there are 3 challenges that I've posted for National Scrapbooking Day. I tried to make them relatively simple. Everybody's busy, has a million things to do, but they're relatively easy. So I chose tearing, and that is one of the challenges, and this tag is one of the samples for this challenge, because it's relatively easy and this is relatively quick to put together. Okay, did I cover everything? Am I going to turn the camera and now show you how to make this tag? And like I said, I will answer any comments, questions that you have I'll answer every one. If anybody looks at this video at another time, I'll be glad to answer all the comments and the questions at that time because like I said, I can't see. Okay, so I'm going to turn this camera and turn on a light so I can show you a little bit more close how we're going to make this. So bear with me while I turn this. Now I did put the measurements of this tag right here, and I'm leaving it on my table. You can make it any size you want, depending on what you're bringing. But it's just a little different way to bring something to someone's house and make it look a little bit different and get an ooh and an ah, and I've never seen anything like that before. Okay. I cut my tag ahead of time, the 2 sheets ahead of time, in the sizes that I showed you on that poster there. Now just to make it easy, I have my handy dandy Tim Holtz mat here, and these are 1-inch squares. So all I did was put my tag there and take my ruler and a pencil, and I just drew 1 inch. So it will be equal on both sides, and if you're anal like me, that will matter. Otherwise, you can just take a scissors and cut it any way you want. Or like I said, maybe you have a punch, or maybe you have a machine or a die that will do this for you. So I am just going to cut it right where my pencil is. Some people pencil on the back so they don't see it, but I cut right past the pencil, so that doesn't really matter. Okay, so I went ahead and cut the tag. I have both of them together so they were done at the same time. You just take an ordinary hole punch and punch your hole. Okay, now depending on what sentiment you pick, I got my sentiment ready ahead of time and I trimmed it on the sides just to make it a little decorative. You can ink it if you want. On one of my tags I did ink, which I'll show you, the one that says Holiday Favorites. I did ink around the sentiment. And then with the tearing, I cut a 3x3 piece because I just figured that's going to fit this and give me enough room to tear. When you're tearing, I like the white edge that came up on this pattern paper. So in order to get that, you have to tear towards you. You can do it any way you want, as I said before. If you don't want the white edge, if you want it to be more jagged, if you want to distress it, you're free to do it any way, you choose. But I'm just duplicating what I made before. For a little extra pizzazz to this tag, since it's relatively simple, I took my sentiment and I took pop dots and I popped it up on the torn sheet of paper. So I'm just putting a few pop dots. You could use pop tape. You don't have to pop it, whatever you'd like to do. And then I put the sentiment down on my torn sheet. And if it's not straight, I'm going to be crazed because, like I said, I'm anal. Okay. Now, the other thing that was in this kit collection were these chipboard buttons. And interestingly enough, I had this in my stash already, so now I have double the fun to use with all these papers that they match. And what I did was I took ahead of time a piece of twine, and I chose one of the buttons to match this particular tag and sentiment, and I already put the twine in there. Now, how I put that right somewhere on the sentiment, and myself, I like to use, especially if you're leaving that with somebody, a little bit of hot glue. You can always pick away the excess. I never used to use a hot glue gun. They scared me, but now I think it's easy. And it holds everything on there, larger, more cumbersome things. Of course, you have to pull all the strings away, later. Thank you. I see I actually put my glasses on, so I see the comment about my scrap room. Thank you. Okay, so there we go. Now, do you all have one of these? Because this is my favorite thing. And of course, we decorate them. I had to undecorate it because so much of it fell off. I had to actually buy a new one because it, it got so messy. But, I love this thing. Okay, so I'm going to use that on the back. I even use it on the tiniest things because I'm so used to using it. All right, now I put this right on my tag. Okay. Like I said, this particular one is handwritten, but I'm not giving it to anybody. Okay. Now, I liked the way I put the bow on this particular tag, but this does have to be movable, so someone will keep this, later and put it with their recipes. So I didn't want to use this particular ribbon right through it, so what I did was I took a little bit of twine and I put it through the open circle. And I just tied a knot and cut it real short, and you can't even see it because it's in the back. Of course, because I'm on Facebook Live, my fingers don't want to work quickly. But I just made a knot. This way it holds the two tags together. And do you have these cool ribbon scissors? Because they really do cut nicely without fraying. And as you can see on my finished tag on the back, you can see that I have a little tiny piece of twine there. If you want to put your ribbon all the way through, if you don't want to make a bow, if you want to make another type of ribbon, formation on the top, that's fine. But I'm showing you this way because you're my captive audience right now. Thanks for coming, by the way. What a better day to do this than on National Scrapbook Day. My calendar is already marked for next year, by the way. Okay, that's what we have so far. I have this cool ribbon that has wire in it. And so I just made my own bow on this. A lot of times I'll use this little gadget bow maker that I have. But this wire ribbon works great because you can form it any way you want, whereas the other types of ribbons, sometimes they don't come out right or go in the right direction. So I made my own ribbon, and again, used the ribbon scissors to cut it off because it cuts it nicely. You can get these in Walmart for a couple $. And then again, I'm going to use hot glue to put it down. When you give things to other people, I just don't want to take any chances that anything comes apart. So that's why I use the hot glue for important things that are going to be wiggled around a lot. How's everybody doing today? Are you doing things for National Scrapbook Day? I can't wait to see the comments and see what you tell me that you're doing today. I'm going to go into scrapbooking and things like that when I'm done here today. Okay, so far this is where we are. Now, we did get in this April kit collection these shiny Heidi Swap gems, and they are sticky on the back, but I still put a tiny drop of liquid glue down. I just don't feel comfortable giving it to someone and having it move around a lot and then having it come off. I love these because of the size for this, and I also love them because they just really added a pop. Now, the last thing that I want to say, because this is really it, this is really done, is don't forget to put down who made this so that, as years to come. So on the back of these tags, I have inexpensively had one of those stamps made, but you can handwrite. And then when I give it to someone or I take it somewhere with something, in one of the smaller hearts, I'll put the date on it. So let's see if you can see that. Okay. Okay, that is there's the two tags here. And they're really simple and really quick. And like I said, I will add one of these to something that I might bring to someone's house, like this. And I will show you again the dimensions that I used if you'd like to write this down and if you'd like to do it again. But these can be any size, really. Okay, well, thanks for joining me today. Let me turn the camera around again, see if I can see a little bit. I'm done. I did it. I finished a Facebook Live. Thanks a lot, everybody. My name is Marci. I've been scrapbooking for 20 years. That's, my kids are grown and gone. That's the reason I have this fabulous scrap room, which I could live in 24/7. And I keep trying new things. And take a look at ScrapbookingStore.com's monthly collections. We just got the May collection. I already did a layout. I did some cards. It's fabulous. I really, really love that one. It's very spring-like and colorful. So there hasn't been one that I haven't liked yet. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. Bye.